everyone. Art Gramaje here, and this is the podcast Art and Soul. It's about living here in Seattle with my mother, Soling, Ursula. That's the soul part. She's soul, I'm just art. So thanks for listening. Well, today I was thinking about kind of cute things my mom does that I don't fully appreciate. So, as you know, or perhaps know, my mom has kind of lost all her memory. She doesn't remember things in the past. And if she does, she can't articulate them. So, one of the funny questions that I ask her is just if she knows how old she is. So, every now and then she'll say 100, but it's very, very rare that she'll say 100. So there's a couple of synapses in her brain that still connect on that she's 100. But I'll just kind of play a game with her after I ask that question, and she has a quizzical look on her face as she doesn't know. So here it goes. Mom, how old are you? Quizzical look. Then I'll ask her, are you in your 70s? She usually says no. Very rare will she say yes. And I'll ask her, Mom, are you in your 80s? And more often than not, she gets a little twinkle or not in her eye, and she will say yes. But when she says no, I'll ramp it up. Mom, are you in your 90s? And she'll almost always say yes to that. So that's kind of her most recent memory is of her being in her 90s. And after she answers, if she's in her 70s or 80s or her 90s, I say, Mom, you're 100 years old. And she'll get this look of surprise and a smile on her face. It's like it's totally new news to her, which it is. I get it. But it's kind of cute. Once in a while, when I say, Mom, you're 100 years old, she'll just get this shocked reaction. Like, nah. And then she'll sometimes say, no. I say, Mom, yes, you are. You're 100 years old. Then I'll say something like, Mom, very few people can be 100 years old. But you're strong. And that always gives her this satisfied look. So I'll do that 3 times a day, just for fun, to see her reaction. It got me thinking, there's our chronological age, which the vast majority of us know because we know when our birthday was. So we know how old in terms of time on earth we are. But then, the power of our minds, even as my mother has forgotten, the power of our minds can tell us a different age an age of how we feel or how old we think we are. So that's a gift, I suppose, if one's in good health and feels vibrant. To think you're in your 80s when you're 100, that's pretty good. That is a gift. The other side of the coin of that is if someone's in their 40s and has lots of physical ailments and in their minds think, oh my goodness, this is what 80 feels like. So it could work the other way if our minds and bodies think and feel that we're actually older than our chronological age because of physical ailments. So that's the downside. I suppose kind of personality and disposition works into this dynamic of mind and age, mind and how we feel. So that's what I was thinking. My mom thinks she's in her 80s usually, and at most her 90s. And she doesn't give it a thought. And she's always surprised when she finds out how old she really is. Okay, well, that's just a little glimpse into my world here at 10265 Renton Avenue South in Seattle. Other than that, I revert back to a podcast that I did a few weeks ago, talking about how boring my life is. So that still applies. I'm usually bored. Trying to make the most of it though, and cherishing the time I get outside the house. But mostly my world is within these four walls, and there you have it. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I pray God's abundant grace upon you. And if you are diving into this liturgical season of Lent as a Catholic, I hope that the journey in the desert and the cross, and as enigmatic as they are, bring you life. And life, as Jesus says, in abundance. Once in a while, remember me and my mother in your prayers. And until next time, thanks for listening.